Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Education Exchange on a wonderful May night in Iowa City. The beautiful weather is blessing us tonight, and we are blessed in addition by the guests from Hills Elementary. And to my right side is Becky, then Mike, and followed by Kris on the other end of the table. Mike O'Leary, the leader, the principal of Hills Elementary, is an old friend of mine. As a matter of fact, although he is about 40 years younger than me, he was the one who interviewed me for the job in the district. Not only that, but he is one of the people who suggested to me after leaving my medical career to work for the education service. To this, I am so grateful, Mike.
Thank you.
And I don't want to talk a lot about you because I know how much you hate praise. And that's why I would let you tell us about this wonderful school that's in the outskirts of Iowa City, a good epitome of the cooperation between the community and the school. And we have seen this support, amazing support. The moment there was a hint that the clothes may go, there was an uproar in the community, and you had such support, amazing support from everyone there.
Right.
So tell us about this wonderful place.
Well, there's no place like Hills. It's just a wonderful little community. There's a slogan on the web page where the school, the community, and the country meet together, and it's very true of a small town elementary school. At the present time, there's 132 students, pre-kindergarten through 6th grade. And with that size of a school, virtually everyone within the school community knows each other. I had a wonderful opportunity to come out of retirement last summer and be the principal of Hills. The principal there moved to Van Allen, and that created the late opening last summer, and I had about a week to decide, and I took the position and just have thoroughly loved it. And this evening you're going to hear a little bit about the F.A.S.T program, Families and Schools Together. At my past school in Coralville, we had the F.A.S.T program there for 8 years. Hills also is one of the only other schools in the district that currently runs F.A.S.T, Families and Schools Together program. So you're going to hear more about that this evening.
And the person who's going to do this is Kris.
Kris Mowatt, the Family Resource Center Director. She is also in charge of the 21st Century Grant program that provides tutoring for students after school. But in addition to that, she is an excellent grant writer, and she also directs the F.A.S.T program, Families and Schools Together.
Kris.
Thank you, Mike. We can go to the PowerPoint. The F.A.S.T program is a nationally based program through the University of Wisconsin that was developed by Lynn McDonald, and she developed this program based on family systems theory, an evidence-based program published and funded on best practices. F.A.S.T employs a positive approach based on family systems and community school collaborations. The approach is designed to enhance the child's functioning in the school, in the community, and at home. Our program at Hills is funded through a DCAT program, and that is through Johnson County's DCAT, and they asked us to run a program that would be once a year, and we did it in 2010, we did it in 2011. Last year we did it twice in the school year, which is an 8-week program. I'll get into that in a little bit. And this year we did it once. And we had about 30 families, and we found out that after about 30 families that we're kind of short on families, we needed to go out and recruit some more people to move to Hills to join our program.
And we heard from Mr. O'Leary now that it was in Coralville Central before, the same program. So definitely it was successful, and that's why you want to implement it in your new school, right?
Right. Well, I just had the opportunity to join the F.A.S.T team as the new principal this year, but I understood how the program works, having had experience in another elementary school in the district. Another team member is Becky Ertle, the guidance counselor, and she's been a long-term member of the Hills F.A.S.T team.
Becky?
Hi. I've been at Hills for 13 years, and I think one of the things that we do really well in our school is that we really tie the needs of the family and the needs of the school together and really try to open up that communication piece. And so that's one thing that F.A.S.T is really promoting, is the communication between schools and families. And we've just been very impressed in a positive way about how this really promotes the development. I know I have total different relationships with families that have gone through the F.A.S.T program, and it's very beneficial as their children grow up in the school system, and it just really, frankly, makes it much more enjoyable as a staff person.
How do you see the future of the program during the next few years?
The F.A.S.T program is quite expensive, and it will depend on the amount of funders that we have in the future. So I'm not sure what the funding looks like for next year, because we haven't heard from the state level. So once we do, we'll probably be writing another grant this summer to try to continue this program.
And do you get enough support from the community?
We do get some support from the community. The City of Hills does provide some support, but not particularly for the F.A.S.T program. So we can go out there and grant write and find some other options if we need to. Hopefully our other option will come through.
Is there anything you want to add to our information about the program?
Do you want me to start talking about the program
Yes.
a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. The Hills, or our Hills F.A.S.T program, is an 8-week has 8 multi-family meetings where we have a group of people come together each week. It's about 8 weeks long. Typically we have about 10 families that start the program, and the last few sessions we had about 8 families that graduate the program. And their criteria for graduating is attending 6 out of the 8 programs, completing all of the paperwork, and completing the surveys. It's a positive approach-based program based on, like I said, family systems and community school collaborations, and it promotes increased parental involvement in the children's lives with the family unit, the school, and the community. And it increases the likelihood that the children will be successful in school. When we do our F.A.S.T program, we have components that we have 7 to 8 people on our team, and we're considered the team members. And the school partner, which typically is me, develops a relationship with the parents throughout the program. In addition, the school principal attends the program, and the school counselor attends the program. We also have some community organizational support. Grantwood AAA comes in, and last year Family Systems came in and supported us with that program. We do what we call table-based coaching, and what that means is instead of talking into the large group of people, we would typically talk to the parent, and the parent would relay the information to their family unit at the table. So the kids will come in, the families will come in for dinner about 5 o'clock in the evening, and the families would sit down with, at a table with their family flag, and it's something they designed at the first night, and they create this flag, and it's kind of a tent of their space, and it kind of marks their area.
Ownership.
Yeah. And so after they have their flag, they eat their meal, and they eat their meal as a family unit. And we just spend some time enjoying our families and talking with one another. And then we move on to what we call scribbles, and scribbles is an activity where the family will be given a piece of paper with an interesting object usually wrote on it. It's just a few lines or circles. You never know what it's going to be. And the parents are instructing their children or their other family members to design something on it. And they only get pencils to do it, just regular pencils. And then when they're done with that, they spend time talking around the table of what they're doing, and they get to talk about, they get to ask questions, and they have to listen, and they have to think about what they're doing. It helps families to have an opportunity to say, I think, and to have other families listen and ask more questions, other family members, I should say. Then they move on to the feeling charades, and feeling charades, the game, it allows family members to practice recognizing feelings among each other. And when the family members can accurately identify feelings, they can offer support to one another and resolve conflicts. After that, we have a song, and everybody loves the music. So we all sing some songs together, then we sing the FAST song.
It's not our strong point.
Well, it's improving.
And so after we sing, and we do our parent hello, so each family introduces themselves, then we move on. So the parents will go to a parent group, and they will leave our the large group space, and they'll go to another classroom, a private area. Typically the school people do not go with them. That's what the community-based people come into play. And the school people will take all the kids into another area, and we'll do activities with the kids. We typically try to run them around and wear them down. We do some arts and some self-esteem activities, and we just have a lot of fun.
But let us stop here and talk a little bit about, you said the word art, you know, and when you said art in front of an artist, it's, it brings a lot of memories here. Because I remember the first time I attended what we call curriculum meeting for our teachers. And to explain to our audience, you know, all our teachers meet every week or 2 weeks, and we plan together, we plan our curriculum, and we write sometimes our curriculum, or rewrite it, or look at what we did in the summer, evaluate it, and try to implement new ideas and so forth. And I think the first time I attended a meeting in Iowa City School District, it was 1991 or something, yeah, in this area. And Mike O'Leary was the art coordinator. And it was amazing how big the support he's giving to the art. Although that was not his area, but he was the lion behind the art program. And all the people that followed him after that probably followed his footsteps in designing the art curriculum of the district until now. Mike, tell me about your experience with art, and then in Coralville Central, I saw with Becky Kobus, who was your art teacher.
One of many.
Right, yeah. But she was, you know, flourishing with ideas, and you had special exhibition at the entrance of the school.
Sure.
Why don't we have a lot of support in our education for arts?
Well, I think we do, and this is why there's an art component in the FAST program. You know, I think it's throughout the school year and the school day. I don't have an art background. It was just by a series of budget cuts that the district did that they eliminated district coordinators back in the early 90s. And I was given the opportunity to be art coordinator. I could have been PE or music or something else, but it was just a random selection. I did thoroughly enjoy that assignment that I had for several years, and got a chance to work with Paul Davis, another elementary principal, on the Widen Our World program, where we went into the art museums provided by Bob Sirk and that. So there are a lot of different things that fit into the school component, and one of these is the FAST program. It's something that helps to enrich students and parents' experiences. And this particular program pays back so much to the school community. It's unbelievable. As Becky mentioned, the relationships that are developed. Beforehand, it's more formal with the parent and the child. But as they go through this FAST program and they come and have an evening meal, and there are parent meetings during the FAST program, and then there's students who leave and interact with the staff members and the principal and so on, doing artwork and doing other activities. it really, really strengthens that relationship, and parents are more willing to come to you and discuss concerns or problems with that. So I appreciate the fact that you mentioned my experience in art, and I do continue to support that. But that's why, you know, the FAST program has that component in it, is to enrich those children's experiences during those evening meetings. And then there are more parts to it. I believe they go on to do something called special play, Kris, and a couple of other activities before the night's over.
So after the parents and the kids finish up, and they spend about an hour to 45 minutes doing activities apart, the parents will come back together with their kids, and they will do what they call special play, which is a one-on-one bonding time. It's about 15 minutes of child-directed play. And when a parent attentively follows a child's lead, the relationship between the parent and the child becomes stronger. The emotional nurturing supports the parent's beliefs that they're emotionally available, and children are more likely to listen to their parent when they feel special in the eyes of mom or dad. The team spends time walking around coaching the families and teaching the parents how to play with their children without directing them or telling them what to do. And it's usually one of the kids' favorite times of the night. They really enjoy having that one-on-one time with mom or dad. After the special play, we all come back together. Usually we tend to move places around the building just because we need a change of scenery. And that becomes the most exciting part of the night, is the lottery. And we spend about $35 to $50 for each family who will win this lottery. And there's a catch to the lottery, but the lottery usually has some good stuff. And when I do the recruitment phase in the home visits, I will talk to the families and find out what things they want to see in their lottery basket. So typically we have a family item.
Let me interrupt you here for a second. Do you do this interview process alone, or?
I typically do the home visits alone. We do the home visits before the program starts.
Okay.
So when I do the home visits, I would talk to the families and explain the lottery, and talk about, you know, these are something, you're going to get something big in it, something that you might want for your family. A lot of them have chose items like a popcorn maker or something that the whole family would enjoy together, and then I would have a little trinkets of something that everybody in the family would enjoy. So each week, one of the families will win the lottery, and it creates a bunch of enthusiasm and helps each family feel special once they win the lottery. But when they do win the lottery, they're responsible for the meal the next week. And so we give them something, and then they bring us something back. So it kind of builds their ownership in the program.
Are you planning some sort of evaluation of this program or assessment after that, the positives, the negatives?
I can get to that in a minute. Evaluation is actually one of the biggest components of the program.
Let us get in a minute, because we have just a few minutes.
Okay, all right. So with the FAST program, we take care of surveys. We have surveys that cost quite a bit that through our FAST National program, and we have to buy these surveys from them, and we get pre-surveys for both the parents and the kids, and post-surveys for the parents and the teachers, and then we do post-surveys for parents and teachers. And so we gather all this information, and I send this to FAST National at the end of the program, and we get all this information back, and they evaluate how many families came, the demographics, everything we did. So it's evaluating not only us as a team and how well we did, but also evaluating did we make an impact on our families. So once they send that back to us, we got some pretty interesting outcomes. And some of the general outcomes that we noticed are that the FAST program at Hills has created a stronger connection with the families and the school staff. Many FAST graduates are at ease when they come into the building and want to talk to any of us on the team about concerns that they might have. Because we're a transient community, I find that a lot of FAST graduates don't want to leave Hills, don't want to leave our attendance area, and so they choose to, if they have to move, they choose to stay in our area. And then
before you complete this, let me talk a little bit with Becky. What's your impression and your experience?
Well, I was just thinking when you were saying how do we evaluate the program, I was thinking, well, how I evaluate the program is people are coming early every time and they're staying late. And so if you can't get people to leave, I think that's a pretty good evaluation. And in addition to that, of course, we have the research-based evaluation, but you really do see a positive relationship more with the kids. They'll talk to you more just casually, and even when there's a concern as a counselor, and the parents do too. They'll seek you out much more easily after having gone through this program. And the good thing is, and they'll tell their friends, you know, that that's an okay thing to do. So I think we have a really good community atmosphere in the building, and this just really helps promote it that much more. And we try to focus on the younger people, particularly families with young children, particularly hoping that they're going to be around to it's a good investment if they're going to be around.
I wish we had more time to cover all the other aspects of this, but you know, and I know, and the audience know that Mike O'Leary is going to say goodbye to us this year. And I would like to hear from you. I would definitely, you are going to be active, you know, because in the community, I don't think you would disappear.
No. Yeah, Hani, as I told you, I won't be the principal next year. Somebody else will get the opportunity to do that. But Hills Elementary is turned around now. As you said earlier, they were talking about closing the school. And that issue has been addressed, and now the district, the community is looking at how they can better utilize such a wonderful facility and faculty and staff and strong sense of community. So now they're looking at bringing students back from other attendance areas to the school, and that would be wonderful for Hills and for the community as a whole. It's not a school that's going to close. It's going to remain open and continue to grow. And
so it will be more diversity?
There will be. There will be opportunities as the community grows to better utilize that facility. Right now there's talk of a lot of schools overcrowded, but Hills has space, has classroom space. In the past, in the 70s and 80s, it had 250, 300 students, and now with only 132, there is a need to look at how that could be used.
Mike, when you look back and try to reflect upon your experience over the years, how do you think we can make our elementary education better? Is there anything that you suggest, you say, I would have liked to do so and so, or I would like to have seen so and so being achieved?
Right. Well, one of the things is parental involvement, and this program promotes that. And the more that parents can be involved in a school, the stronger the relationship's going to be. And so schools traditionally have PTOs or PTAs, and there's a lot of parents who've been on there for many years, but it's wonderful to see kindergarten parents and preschool parents join the PTOs or PTAs and get involved and help to be a part of that sense of community. That's very important.
What do you think Hills will look like after Michael O'Leary leaves?
Well, Mike obviously loves the children, and I think that's critical for any school to get excited about education or anything else, that have the leadership be that invested in the children. He's only been there a year, and I think he has really a very positive relationship with the kids because primarily he's a kid, and he goes out and does every recess with the children, and they enjoy that as much as he enjoys it. So we're going to miss him and wish him well, and I guess that's one thing that Hills has gotten really good at, is making a lot of changes, and that kind of has bound the staff together, and I think the families together, for a positive effort to make Hills the best it can be.
So we are sure now that Hills is not going to be touched.
No, now Becky's not going to be there next year either, and that again was a career
this
change.
Is a piece of news.
Yes, well, it was just recent, and she has more time invested in the school and community than I do, many years more. But yeah, Hills will continue to grow. It's a community that is on the path of growing now. There'll be more students in the future.
And what's your plans for the future? It looks like you are the one that's going to be there.
She's our stable one.
Right? So what are your plans? It looks like Mike would like you to continue doing this project.
I've been at Hills for 12 years, and I think I have another 12 years in me. So as long as there's the funding that'll allow me to stay there and do fun programs, I'll be there.
Is there any other program you're involved with other than that?
Oh, there's lots of other programs I'm involved with.
Can you quickly, in 1 minute, tell me?
The 21st Century After School program, all of the other FRC programs. We also have a Play 60 program, which is a health and wellness program, and the FAST program.
And you succeeded to bring a lot of parents to participate with you in this. Do you have like a sort of committee of parents that's involved there, or? Once
they finish the FAST program, we kind of band together and they create the FAST graduates. And we call it FAST Work, so they continue to promote all of our parental programs after that.
Well, it looks like we are approaching the end of our program. And whenever we have a leader in our education system leaving, we know that the gap probably is difficult to fill, especially if it were at the capacity of Mike O'Leary. I still have high hopes that you are going to serve our community and enlighten us and teach us with your vision and wisdom. It's my pleasure to say thank you.
Thank you, Hani.
We are very proud of you and of your success. This program will be on, of course, the Education Channel 21, Cable 21, Saturday 2:30 and Monday at 7 p.m. will be on the Channel 18 cable, which is public access TV that's generously offering this facility for us to do our show and offering wonderful people here, staff. And on behalf of John Karhoff and Mike Peterson, Doug Cheney, and Eve, I would like to thank you very much for a wonderful evening. Ladies and gentlemen, have a very good night. Thank you.